Al Gore, bring this up, Jordan. Al Gore is going to create an Inconvenient Truth sequel. So he's pretty happy about that. He's going to be creating the Inconvenient Truth sequel. And a British High Court ruled, this is not a right-wing conspiracy, anti-science conspiracy. A British High Court ruled that there were 9 significant factual errors in an Inconvenient Truth. But they still allowed it in schools. So there's 9 significant errors, but we're still going to allow this to be shown in schools. With Al Gore, I'm sure you just must have jumped out of your seat when you heard that he was doing an Inconvenient Truth 2. Did you not know about this?
Well, you know what's extraordinary, Stephen, is I'm just amazed he's alive, by the way. What's quite amazing is that because he said that we would be all dead by now. So I just think we should take a moment and celebrate the fact that we're even here, Stephen, because, a lot of people said we'd be dead. Now, obviously, they've been saying we're going to die for a really long time. But Al Gore said it, and, you just like Al Gore. He was on a cherry picker. He was telling us stuff. And anyway, we're here, Stephen. So a lot to celebrate. I'm not sure what his film's going to be about because everything he said was basically wrong. Here's the story with the polar bears, Stephen. Yeah. Here's the story.
Got it.
They're smoking and they're really fat and they're hanging out in huge numbers, in record-breaking numbers. Yeah. A 40-year high in the population of polar bears. They're smoking, they're hanging out. It's a really good time for polar bears. Yeah. If anything, they're just getting very, very fat because life is good and life is lovely for the polar bears. I'm really curious to see this new movie of Al Gore's because I'm wondering, is he going to just drop his polar bears? Because obviously the polar bears have let Al Gore down and we're all disappointed about that. Yeah. But the polar bears had not. I've spoken to
which is sad for them because they took him in as one of their own. He lived with them.
Have not heard the news about their own extinction. John Holdren said that by 2020, 1 billion people would be dead because basically of our use of fossil fuels. Yeah. When do they, that thing of love is never having to say you're sorry. Right. When do they say they're sorry? Like, when do they say they're sorry? Yeah. And Al Gore said 10 years ago, if we didn't take drastic steps to change our behavior, we would reach the... And I wish we had music for this, Stephen.
Hold on.
The point of no return. The point of no return, Stephen. We have already reached the point of no return. So we should just, burn all the fossil fuels we like. Gordon Brown, who was the Prime Minister, not an idiot, a Prime Minister, well, let's maybe debate that.
It's up for debate.
Gordon Brown, who was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in 2009, said we had 50 days left. 50 days left to save the planet. Prince Charles, oh, bless his heart. Ugh. Prince Charles, who we have the very funny video about him, Prince Charles Hypocrite, said in 2009 we had 96 months left to save the planet. Rajendra Pakuchri, whose name I'm sure I'm butchering, the head of the IPCC, said in 2007, we had 4 years to save the planet. I don't know, maybe these guys should get together and come up with some kind of consensus on when it is that we're all about to die. George Monbiot, who we really do love, from The Guardian, said in 2002 that in 10 years, the world would have to choose between feeding the animals on the planet or feeding the people, but we couldn't have both.
Well, let's just feed the people with the animals. That doesn't even seem like a riddle.
I think it's extraordinary, how easy it is for elites who have the life that Al Gore has, the beautiful life that he has, flying around in planes and having lovely dinners and being warm in his lovely house and in other houses and just using loads and loads of fossil fuels and being really wealthy. And that he would impose on the poor of the world an alternative to fossil fuels, when fossil fuels have worked out so well for all of us, and we're living these very safe lives, by the way. We have our children, if they get sick, going to hospitals where we're not relying on the wind blowing or the sun shining for the electricity to be on. But he's imposing that kind of, that awful, unreliable energy on the developing world. And I just think as you say, there's a really tragic side to this. It isn't funny at all.
We have a preview now for 10 years later, An Inconvenient Truth 2. Al Gore seems excited about it.
A decade ago, I released my Academy Award-winning documentary, An Inconvenient Truth. It was met with great applause, fanfare, and cold hard cash. But to my dismay and everlasting shame, a British High Court ruled that many of my facts were unfounded and outright misleading, legally obligating me to produce this sequel. I found out that the ice caps were not melting, but in many parts of the world gaining more ice than they were losing, and that polar bears are in fact not endangered, but alive and well. Also, they're kind of assholes. I was extremely surprised to find out that sea levels were not actually rising so fast as to threaten all the coastal cities I'd warned about, allowing me to stay in my beachfront mansion. Also, I still sit on the board of Apple. And finally, I learned that carbon dioxide is necessarily not in fact a pollutant, but a byproduct of the planet's natural cycle, necessary for all living beings.
Mr. Gorin, it's time for your massaging.
Now, Sven, hold up. I'm just finishing my movie trailer narration.
But Mr. Gorin, I'm already in the cosplay outfitting.
An Inconvenient Truth 2 in theaters 2017. Okay, Sven, but this time no slippers. I want those little piggies to get wild and woolly.
Hey, if you like this video, subscribe by clicking the button that says subscribe. If you're not aware of it now, there's no way you're learning the internet at this point. I'm not going to help you. But this was clipped from my daily show, available exclusively to louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub members. If you're student, military, or veteran, enter in that promo code. It's less than $6 a month, and you get daily content. No more clips, plus this hand-etched mug. Oh, when I feel it, I got a chill like on the inside.